you had this video that came out. It was from 8A plus to 6C and talked about how you quit climbing for a bit. And I'm
Mhm.
curious what that experience taught you and what you discovered about yourself and your climbing through that.
Yeah, for me, now I remember it was because I had some pain in my finger, and so I tried to rest it off, kind of, but it didn't happen. I had that for a long time, but it didn't really bother me that much. But it's also when I'm doing other things, maybe yeah, I'm just not so psyched for a while. And also my videos don't really rely on me being super strong at climbing. It's enough to climb at a like 8A to 8B boulder level. That's plenty, for the videos that I'm making. It's not like I'm going out there trying the hardest boulders in the world anyways. Um, so yeah, for me, I think it's more just motivation. And when I take a longer break, I always enjoy getting back into climbing, and I especially enjoy the first days of progression. It's like if you haven't been to the gym in 2 weeks, you feel very bad the first session, and then the next session already you feel like a different person. So it's a little bit of those like beginner gains that you kind of feel again, which is really hard when you reach a certain level. You don't really get you never really have progression. It doesn't feel like you have progression. Like for many years, I didn't feel like I had any progression. It was like up and down. I felt weak and then strong, weak and strong. Like, but I did never felt like I was going anywhere. So it's nice now that I'm able to take a break, and then yeah, when I get back into climbing, I feel really rested and ready, and I also feel the sense of progression.
Yeah, how important is that progression for you? I've been thinking about this for myself as well as I'm trying to
Mm.
push my grade up. And I've heard you in other interviews mention that you've got a competitive spirit. You like to log things on 8a.nu and these kinds of things.
Yeah.
And is it is the progression what gets you excited about climbing, or can it be enjoyed even if you aren't continuously improving?
Yeah, I can still enjoy it. Definitely, if I feel strong on the wall, like it feels fluent, then I enjoy climbing no matter what. Like I can just fluff around at the climbing gym or go to a new crag and try to onsite a bunch of routes. That used to be my favorite thing to do. Like go to a new crag that I've never been before and try to onsite as many like 8A, 80 plus, 8B, 80 pluses as possible. That is my favorite thing. Working a project for a long time, I never really enjoyed that much. Like I've had a lot of really long-term projects, and it's really hard for the head. Um, but yeah, no tracking things. I've always liked 8A.nu, and when I started climbing, you were not supposed to say that you enjoyed 8A.nu because everyone kind of looked down upon that. Like climbing was supposed to not be about numbers and stuff. It was only supposed to be for yourself, anyways.
Right.
So I kind of kept it to myself, but I really, that for me was like a big part of the motivation to see like my scorecard growing. And also every time I did something hard, I would move up the list, the ranking. Um, yeah, so for me, that was really enjoyable. But now I don't really have that anymore.
All right, y'all, just a quick break here from the man, the myth, the legend, Magnus, to tell you about Magnus, or really MagDust. I've been trying this chalk out for the past 6 weeks now, and I gotta tell you, I've been loving it. It feels fantastic on my fingers, whether I'm struggling on the moonboard, the set problems at the gym, or on my project out at the red. This chalk feels great. It performs really, really well. It's at the top of so many lists of the best chalk out there, and it's really affordable. You can score yourself a bundle, cover your entire season. It's not going to break the bank. Tons of pros are using it. It performs well. You can afford it. And check this out. You hit that link below right there. Enter to win a year's supply of MagDust chalk. They're also making liquid chalk now and chalk balls. The MagDust empire is expanding, and I think you should check it out. I really love this stuff. Now, let's get back to Magnus himself.
So yeah, right now I don't. I guess that's the struggle right now, to find that motivation to push it and get stronger. I do have some goals that I still feel like I could achieve even now or later, and that is to do like an 8C bowler. I would like to do that still. I
So
have only done
V15?
8B plus, B15, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that'd be still cool, and I should probably get to it. I mean, I still think I have 10, 15 years left to do it. So maybe a little bit optimistic, but I think so. So I'm not rushing it, but it's something that I would like to do before I get too old.
Oh, there's no doubt that you can do
Yeah.
that. I mean, there's just no doubt. You've got such strength, and obviously technique and tactics come into play when we're talking about boulders of that caliber. I had a conversation with Emil about this not too long
Hmm.
ago. In fact, maybe that's a guy you could link up with. You guys could get out there and start ticking
Yeah.
off some V15s.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But I almost feel like right now it wouldn't be too much of a challenge. Obviously, I would have to really dedicate myself to it for a long time. But it would also be cool to do it like when I'm 50, to do my first 8C when I'm 50, you know? So I'm kind of saving that for a little bit later.
I love it. Some people save
Yeah.
on-sites or flashes. You're saving the hardest boulder you'll ever do until you hit
Yeah.
50. Dude, that's going to be sick. Well, what do you think it'll take with regards to health, longevity, training in order to have that fitness and that strength at 50? And by the way, this is coming from somebody
Hmm.
who's in their mid 40s, so I'm staring it kind of right in the face here.
Yeah. Well, I mean, definitely try to prevent injuries. I think is a big thing. I mean, I had never been injured. I've still never been injured, I feel like, but I do now occasionally feel some pain in my fingers. I have a little bit of pain in my shoulder. I don't really know what it is. So I hope that's not me getting older. I don't really know. But uh, I don't know. I think it's staying motivated is the main thing. And also just like trying hard. That's always the key. When you see like the best climbers, they're the ones who try the hardest. It's really that simple. So I think for me that's going to be the key, and to find something that I'm really excited about, a project that I really want to do. I think that's just the main thing.
How would you define struggle? What's your relationship with struggle as a climber?
I mean, struggle is like 90% of climbing, I would say. You struggle on most things. If you're not struggling, it's not hard enough, basically. So I would say that I have struggled a lot, and it's a good thing. The struggle is good.
Hey, if you really like this conversation here with Magnus, what a good guy. I talked with him for almost 2 hours on the podcast where he shared all sorts of training tips and tricks and also a bunch of stories that I'd never heard before, some crazy ones, in fact. And it's all right there on the podcast for zero cost. So check it out.